All right, all right. GM, we are live. It is Tuesday, and we are here with Owners Club. We're about to find out. We're about to get the alpha, the understanding of the past couple months that Jonathan has been cooking. Because Jonathan, last time you were on, you were spitting facts about horse racing, the partnerships, where it's going, where the game is, and everything. And now, man, I just did a quick glance because I was looking at notes, and I was like, wait, they shipped all these things in the past 35, 40 days that we've been on. What are they like? These guys are faster than Amazon Prime right now, man. Like, you guys are shipping faster products than anybody else. So, Jonathan, how are you? First of all, how's the vibe? I know you guys are straight up cooking, but tell me, how's the studio feeling right now?
Tired, man. We're tired. We have, you said, we have been pardon the French, balls to the wall for the last 90 days, and the team has really come through in a huge way. We shipped the title with full play to earn. We're now about to launch this whole bundle offering where people can come in the game, get everything they need to do to compete head on head in big tournaments. We're about to have a massive tournament, the end of summer classic, where we're giving away, you can imagine, tons of value to players, and it's all working. So it's exciting. A lot of bumps along the way, though, right? It's like anything in this space. It's every day is a new set of lessons, a new set of where you come to understand your players better, the market better, the technology better, and we're now we're kind of dancing with the devil, right? Because we got, not only are we live with the game, but it's fully Web3 integrated. We get great support from Apple and Google. So it's all good. Glenn, you want to add some thoughts? This is, by the way, Glenn Chen, Chief Marketing Officer, one of the founders of EA Sports, is along today to help me tell the story.
Give us the 411 on who you are and what you're doing, right? We're at the dinner table, bunch of normies. Give us the normie talk on who you are.
No, absolutely. I'm the guy who has been lucky enough to kind of work in the spaces that I love for the last 30 years. So sports, tech, video games, just competition overall. So, I was lucky enough to cut my teeth, so to speak, at EA Sports back in the 90s, Sega Genesis days. Doing Madden, and oh yeah, there you go. Hopefully that's NBA Live in there or something like that. So yeah, 13 years over at EA Sports, just loving the competition and the early battles that we did there, and then got lucky again, fortunate that got recruited up to go to Nike, where I helped launch Nike Plus, that first collab with Apple. And then I ran Nike basketball for a few years. And now I'm here with Jonathan, just kind of taking that sports gaming to another level, certainly with Web3, but really just the foundation of competition, rooted in what we're doing, and just taking it to a whole new level with digital ownership, certainly, and having skin in the game.
Glenn, favorite game growing up?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say my first QA title when I got to EA was Madden on Sega Genesis. I think as a kid, my favorite game was probably the old school Evel Knievel jumping the buses game.
Favorite basketball team?
Oh, Golden State Warriors. I'm from the Bay.
All right, can we take this?
All right, you're a Knicks fan, right?
Yeah, can we take him off the stream, John?
Hey, I said old school, as in when they won the championship when I was in 5th grade in '75.
That's awesome, man.
So I had 40 years of pain before they started this role.
Yeah, I'm going on 40 plus years of pain, so don't worry. As a diehard Knicks fan,
you're right there. You're right there, though.
Glenn,
Corey, when you asked us what games we like, when we grew up with Pong, like we were playing games before games had any type of 3D or depth, and so it's a tough question at our age.
Yeah, and it's funny that we're seeing still like very like Pong games in Web3 gaming. It's like, can we not be more creative? But hey, that's a whole different subject. Glenn, give me like one advice right now. You're in Web3, new to Web3 kind of
Yeah,
in the sense. What's the one
absolutely new.
advice like that you're giving to us that you're seeing from the outside as a marketer, as having the success that you've had with Nike, EA, being in the video game industry, being in the gaming industry, the sports industry? What is what we're missing? Is it the language that we speak in Web3? The whole word Web3 itself? Are we confusing too many people that like they're just technologies overpowering the conversation because they don't feel safe to have that conversation about technology? Or is it that just that we're not built ready for the mass adoption, the mass names that, hey, anybody could just be here, play this, you could see it, and you're ready to.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I do think at times it's kind of inside baseball, so to speak. You know, people over time, and you can pick any kind of decade and what the technology was at that time. People kind of fall in love with that, and they want to talk about the tech versus talking about, you know, the behavior and just how much fun it can be, right? Like you don't look under the hood of a fast car all the time and try to explain everything. You're like, no, you gas it and you go fast. It's sweet, right? The same way with you know, back in the day with, you know, going to PlayStation 1 from Sega Genesis. People started to talk about all the things under the hood versus like, hey, it looks great now. It's starting to play better. But, you know, I think in Web3 sometimes I think we get caught up in kind of featureitis, so to speak, instead of just talking about what the benefits are and how fun it can be.
yeah, no, you hit it on it right there. I think sometimes we do try to overcomplicate something that is very simple. And I think you mentioned something that probably should be kind of expanded on, and that is technology has been at the forefront of gaming, sports, everything forever, right? I mean, you just mentioned Sega Genesis to PlayStation, going from cartridge to CD, right? Going from that, like technology has been what has powered that. Technology is doing the same thing right now in gaming with Web3, with technology, with blockchain technology that allows ownership, trading, marketplaces, games to have a better in-depth, immersive experience. Like Owners Club right now, with being able to take the player through a journey that allows them to own, to trade, to market, to get creative on their strategy on, hey, what is it upcoming? Where do I want to be? How do I want to train? Hey, how do I want to breed? All that dynamics. Technology is giving it a different experience and a more immersive experience to get into Owners Club, Invincible
Absolutely.
GG. Let me ask you guys, it's been 40 something days. A lot of things have happened. New races, breeding mechanics, gameplay features. Give me like the TLDR as gamers are now watching this. They didn't catch the live stream. Why should someone just drop what they're doing and jump into Owners Club right now?
Well, I think it's a game. We took our time to come to market because just to add on your prior question, there's complexity that Web3 brings to games that I think game developers are not quite prepared for, right? And it's how do you make, like Glenn said, how do you make NFTs interesting? How do you make them truly developable? How do you make them so you can improve them, increase the value? How do you make specialization in NFTs and that they're like real entities? It's hard. We've done it, right? How do you make a game economy actually work when you're not just shrink wrapping and selling things for $70 on a retail store or online? You've got to actually sustain an economic model over time. Much harder to do. I think game developers come in this space and they forget about those things and they just focus on the game and they realize, wait a second, there's a ton of other things to solve here.
Right.
So why should people play? Because we've actually developed a game that leverages those Web3 aspects that are so exciting, but in a traditional gaming format, a mobile gaming format, where people can truly use their skills to develop their AI-powered horses the way they want to compete in the races they want to compete in. So if you want to be a person who focuses on having the fastest horse on the planet over 5 or 6 furlongs, that's what you do. If you want to have a steer that's going to race 2 miles, that's what you do. And you get a race for real money. You put skin in the game and you get to play. And we're growing our economy based on demand, right? So as players come in, we put out more races. We're going to unlock soon our daily contest, which is a fantasy sports style. You and 99 other horses compete on a daily basis for huge prize pools. So if you want to wake up in the morning, you got your horse on your phone. It goes everywhere you go. You can develop it, train it, care for it, and put it in real races for real money all day long. We're providing that, and you'll do as well as you as the energy and intelligence you put into your effort will result in your earnings. So
Yeah.
I think it's a true delivery of play to earn.
I'd also add to that is, we're, at least from my perspective, as a closet product guy too, for all these years, certainly when we're building Owners Club and building out the Invincible GG platform, because we're going to go well beyond this Owners Club. This is just the first expression of the brand, is that, competition is at the root of it. Yeah, there's Web3 features, but coming into this, like, I'm certainly not thinking about Web3. I'm thinking about, like, what are the foundational features of just a great game, right? And to your point, what's the technology that can enable that? Even NFTs, right? We know NFTs is like pretty aesthetic things, but in Owners Club and Invincible GG, those NFTs are performance NFTs. They're digital athletes that can grow and perform. They're performance NFTs. That's kind of the difference, I think, for us, is we're just using that tech to enable, like, growing competition and a great competitive platform.
Yeah, you mentioned something there that kind of sparked my interest of what's been the player feedback so far. Like, what's things that you guys are very much, even like Glenn, man, as a marketing guy, right? Like, you're hearing back and you're just like, man, these are the things I need to figure out how to market more, right? Sometimes it's these underrated features that are actually like making the game experience even more immersive, to want to say, hey, how do I get that daily spend going, right? Because I want to be number one. I want to be top 5. What has that been, that feedback that you guys are really like, oh my God, like, how do we preach this more?
Yeah, we have an incredible community. I think last month we had, I think, 15,000 players in the game. We average about 6,000-7,000 per week. We got between 200 and, let's just say, 700 really core players, and their feedback is consistent, in terms of how regular it is, and they're passionate. They're passionate about how we make the game better, how we grow the community. I will tell you, it focuses most on what can we do to be better, which is great. And I think we put in, to date, probably over 50 changes, features in our game that have come from the community. And it's our best. It's like having your own massive testing organization. Everything you roll out and do, they give you instantaneous feedback on whether it worked or not. But what we're here, but they want something we want, right? Which is they want more players in. They want to have more competitive races. They want to have more racing opportunities. They want to have other ways to spend tokens on our site, and spend currency on our site. And we're going to deliver all those things as well. Yeah. So, but they want. We have not released breeding yet. We're going to soon, and it's a huge. We don't release it because it's a huge economic impact, right? When you have people can create their own NFTs. We also have the capability of people minting. We have in-game free horses that if you develop long enough and invest your time and energy into, we let you mint those as well, which is no one else in the industry does that. And that also has an economic impact, though. So we're still trying to figure out our core economy before we unlock those features, which will have such a massive impact on it. But those are the kind of things that people, breeding by far is the biggest thing. Big tournaments, more tournaments, and the daily contest is what the kind of player base is crying for. Glenn, you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, I would just say that, and I think people's minds are just spinning, right, of what the world of possibilities are, which is awesome because we do get that type of feedback from the community. You filter out kind of the good with kind of sometimes irrational, but that's all good, right? Because we're a pretty lean organization. And over time, whether again it was Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, or now, like that core consumer is so valuable.
Yeah, you mentioned a little bit about like how did the players want more players? The players want to spend more, to earn more. The players are very much involved. And then you mentioned the tournaments, and you mentioned and how you guys are looking at planning on this. Let me ask you this though, with tournaments in mind, where is that idea right now of being able to showcase to new players the game with knowing that breeding's coming and it's a huge economic impact? Is it first to be able to get them to experience the game now and have them become a long believer, or is it, hey, teasing them with like the breeding coming, because that's where you really want to get immersive, and being early in crypto has always been the thing. And here it sounds very much of being early once again for the next wave or the next leg up within Invincible GG. But with tournaments in mind and knowing how tournaments are structured, how was that messaging? What is that call to others to be able to say, hey, partner up with us right now. Let's give them the experience now and let them be early, but in the future, be also a foundational partner to our tournaments.
Yeah, well, we need to start marketing and unveiling the success people are having, right? Because that, like when you think about the PGA right now, Scotty Scheffler, like just look at the money earnings. Like, everyone knows he's the best, and it's intriguing. It's interesting. We have the same stuff going on in our game. Our top player in the last 3 weeks has earned over $5,000. Right? That's not, for a startup game, that ain't chump change, and it's and he's done it by being really good at the game. And there's other people below him who've also earned thousands of dollars. And we need to start letting people know that it's real. Like, you really can come, play the game, have a blast playing, learn how to play it, and then race and earn real money. And if you're really good, you're going to earn a lot of money. And I think that's by far, people want to know there's a payback for their effort and time. They want to know there's real skill. They want to know that, the leaderboard is meaningful. And I think we're delivering that. We're just not really, we haven't yet told people about that.
Because I would say that's really the focus. And again, it's not a new playbook, right? It's amplifying what's great about the community. It's amplifying human beings, not necessarily quote marketing and talking about features. It's really, you look at all the successful brands over time, you start to talk about people. Start to talk about people and how they engage with your products and why they love it. And I think in gaming, it's also elevating people out in the space and creating heroes and villains and creating rivalries. So, that's always part of the game plan.
Yeah. Glenn, with your experience too, as well, like, working with the EA and then working in sports, and to what Jonathan just said of like, hey, we need to tell the story about being able to showcase some of the players of what they've earned. How do we balance as the aspects of still having fun playing a game and not being a job because I'm earning so much? And how do we bring that experience to be something that never dies, never like runs out of like, man, I gotta do this. I just have to push these, click these buttons. Rather as like, man, guys, I'm waking up to do something I have fun and enjoy, and being able to take advantage of what the dynamics are of crypto.
Right. I would just say, look, you always have a continuum and a range of consumers, right? You have people who just want to come in and play and race and have a great time, and maybe it's like 10% of their day. And there's other people, there's hardcore people, to your point, that spend all the time doing it, right? Again, you can go back to playing on the couch with somebody in a sports game, right? And that's the joy that you have, is one-on-one, talking trash. And then you have people who were like solo and playing season mode and playing seasons over and over and over again. And I think you just need to celebrate all of it, because all the consumers are valuable and important. And to your point about, where's the fun, right? It's sometimes people, they don't value playing 24/7 as fun. They're like, I want to get in, compete, use my sports IQ to train my horse, kill it in a race and win. And even just among my friend group, like, I'm killing you. I'm killing Jonathan, and that's my joy. I don't care if I'm number one on the leaderboard. So it's about competition at every level.
Yeah, it goes beyond that too, because I think it's a great point, Glenn. But the thing we don't talk about a lot these days, which we should start talking about more, is that the extensibility of our platform. Right, we're not just a mobile game. We're not just a Web3 game. We disseminate that content for legal gambling around the world, and it's not so much about the gambling, because that's our partnerships. We're not involved in gambling. They're casinos and tracks and betting shops and sports bars that we send our content into. But the cool thing is, you can go like to a casino in Las Vegas on a Friday night with your buddies, race your horses, have them on the big screens at the casino, and you're having a great fun event with your buddies. You're playing against each other for real money in the game, and by the way, you can bet on it at the casino as well, right? So it really creates, and we're rolling out in 50 casinos in Latin America at the moment, which means for in the country of Panama, it's like anywhere you go, we're like McDonald's. Our races are running, and it's just part of it. It's just the experience becomes different than just a game you're playing at home by yourself, right? It becomes a social experience, which I don't think anyone's ever done. We're trying to break new ground there, but I think it's an exciting part of what we're doing, and an exciting part of Web3, because Web3 people love getting together, right? And we're giving the opportunity to do so for a good reason, to compete.
Yeah, and I think you bring up 2 points that I'd love to expand on is localization in what you're doing, right? Being able to go to LATAM markets, understand that market, and bring something. But also, we're also talking about something that is very much worldwide known, right? This isn't like, basketball was only in the United States and now it's expanded, right? Soccer was very much predominantly LATAM, Europe, Asia. Now it's expanding into US, where we could talk about horse racing, horse breeding, in this aspect. And it's pretty much a worldwide sport events and things like this that could now help us even translate more of, hey, why this is coming to market, where it's coming to market. And I think that, man, that is just something that is very much missed sometimes in the storytelling, in the selling it to other investors or selling it to other people that want to get involved. Like, when you think about players, man, you're going to be able to be matched up with people in Panama, people in South America, anywhere, and be able to have that same experience with them. So I think, man, just some crucial things there that really get me excited to see where this thing could really go, because crypto is really making us be able to have the payment rails to pay somebody in South America within seconds, right? Solve the biggest issues through a game, right? Through a game at the end of the day. And we've said gaming is going to what brings crypto normies in. And this is, you guys are just showcasing off right now exactly what we've all been having our thesis in. So congrats to you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that's why horse racing was the logical first choice, right? Because it is global. And just on that, I'll give a little alpha here. So we're about to we released the game in Spanish already. It's having great success in LATAM. We are about to release the game in a variety of APAC languages. So that Asian market is about to become, and there are horse racing fanatics in Southeast Asia. So we're excited about turning it on in Mandarin, Cantonese, Korean, Japanese. It's exciting.
So is it that I have, the game and Duolingo next to each other at all times now? Is that the new meta here?
It is. You're going to hear the same chime to practice or race.
Yeah, love it. Hey guys, look, man, lots has been told. You're giving us alpha. It seems the roadmap ahead, the next 6 months is one that to make sure that we all keep an eye on. You mentioned about tournaments and everything. You're talking about partners and everything. Partners is something that's massive in horse racing, right? I think you mentioned even a little bit of the casinos. Where do you see it with what you guys are building on? How do you get to partners? How do you speak in that language to be able to say, hey, this is why even somebody right now watching within Web3 should get involved and want to partner with you guys right now?
Well, I think the next phase is to double down on the horse racing community, and they really were. Horse racing is challenged because they're somewhere between the fan base is somewhere between 50 and dying, right? And everybody knows it, but it's a fantastic industry that's existed since horses were raced, in BC, right? And so it's a people have been betting on horses for thousands of years, and we're a way to help the industry grow. We're a way to help the industry attract younger demographics, young players. And I think the Web3 aspect is really interesting. For example, there's $1 billion bet on horses every year, and not a single, and pari-mutually, and not a single dollar of that is via crypto, right? It's one of the few industries that has absolutely no penetration from digital assets and digital currencies. And I think it will. And so this is just part of a process, but it's an industry it's tough to change. We've already done a fantastic event with Crypto British Champions Series in October. We had 13,000 people get involved in that tournament. We had thousands of people come to Ascot for the Champions Day, and we had some of our best players in the world fly in to see their horses run on Champions Day at Ascot on the big screens. That's a model we'll keep replicating. I mean, we're already in partnership with Churchill Downs in Latin America. They're our partner in the casinos in Latin America, and they're the partner for the pari-mutuel betting down there. We have partnerships with horse racing in the United States. We've had long-term relationships with some of the biggest players that we're still in negotiations, discussions about how we add what we're doing to their big events. So whether it's the Preakness or it's the Breeders' Cup type of things around the world, we will try to participate in those things, add virtual content, add virtual contests, and try to bring younger demographics in that support the industry and obviously grow our game. So it's a really critical part of what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think that you just brought up something that is a huge challenge right now in just the casino business itself, right? Their demographics are very much, to an older generation right now, and they're trying to figure out how to get to the newer generation. And that's why we've seen an evolution of sports betting and everything mobile and everything like this. But now introducing, again, what you guys are building right now gives them that ability to say, this is why we need to partner with you guys, because you guys are helping us untap that, user acquisition that we're looking for. And it's through gaming, right? That this could allow partners and even themselves, business owners, to say, hey, like, what does UA look like? Is it spending ads, right? Is it working with partnerships in gaming? Let them be able to be the UA to us eventually, because maybe in the future, like you're saying, they're right now in Panama in a casino. Well, what does that even mean, right? Like, are we getting a free phone or something in replace to be able to play a game? Now you're taking that experience even further, where there's some sort of reward past money, right? And that allows them to, hey, I want to go to the casino, right? Like back in the day, I remember I used to love to go to the casino. I'd go get a nice lobster meal, do all the whole thing, and then hit the floor. There was an experience to all of it, right? It wasn't just going and clicking and pushing the buttons. It's an experience, and you're bringing that experience back, but bringing it to newer generations that right now, as we know, the new generation is all about digital collectibles, right? This new gen is everything they do is digital. They don't even know what some of physical stores even exist. So I think, man, you are solving some of the key issues in what a lot of business owners are trying to say. How do we move forward with marketing? How do we move forward with partnerships? So shout out and big congrats to you all right now with that. We talked about the roadmap, the vision, and everything that's coming right now. Glenn, you hit up a little bit about the platform. Love for us to take a little 10 minutes here to talk about the platform on ClubGG. Where is it now? Where is it heading? How much time still on development? Where can we start now seeing that conversation switching from the Owners Club GG to the Invincible GG platform?
Yeah, well, again, you think about the Invincible GG platform, right? The vision is to be, the world's greatest sports gaming platform in the world, where competition lives, at every corner. So right now, the first expression certainly is Owners Club, but you think about, taking that to traditional sports, football, global football, basketball, etc. But also thinking about the way that people interact in competition, not just in the traditional quote video game sports, but word games or trivia. Like we all love to talk about how much we know about something, but let's put some skin in the game. Let's compete really hardcore on it. So you can look for brain games, word games, traditional sports games, all on Invincible GG platform, and certainly using the Invincible game token to fuel all of that. Right, I think that's going to be the thread that continues to kind of build and bring everyone together.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, when I look at like other games looking to be in the same genre, it might make sense to reach out to you guys, right? And to work with you guys rather than trying to build the platform, right?
Absolutely, because look, our goal is certainly, we're launching Owners Club. All right, it's like our first party game, but we would love nothing more to have AAA studios and/or entrepreneurs. Like if you had an idea about a game, right, you wanted to raise some money and create a game, like what platform would you want to be on, right?
Yeah.
We would love nothing more than have hundreds of indie games on the IGG platform.
Yeah, and this is why we chose Solana as our platform, because you look at other people's other awesome titles that we want to create expressions of with them. The Solana platform helps us, right? Because it allows us to do things with NFTs other chains can't. The support of the token and just the way that the platform performs in terms of low cost, speed, just makes being in a Web3 gaming business much easier. So if we have a platform that already exploits all those strengths of Solana and provides a turnkey solution to developers to put their content on our platform and create a Web3 expression of their game, I think that is a logical thing to look at doing if you're in their shoes. But also, we're not trying to create, I guess, when I look at the gaming space, the benefits of Web3 and Solana really push you towards shorter expressions of great content. You want to, for Invincible GG, we want people to come and compete. People want to compete it's not a 2-day cricket match, right? They want to come in and, while they're on the subway or wherever they're going, this via their mobile device, have a fast competitive experience, whether it's, Glenn mentioned brain games. Absolutely. To think about an RPG game, though, people don't, on our platform, you can create a simple defend the castle style game that people using great current content would create a small expression that people play in short bursts for real money. So when we say expressions, that's what we're talking about. How do you take a great game with millions of followers already and create a Web3 version of that that's exciting and play to earn? And that's how we think about these things. And we'll keep making our own content, but we really want to push partnerships with other great developers to create expressions of their games on our platform. That's really what we're about long term.
Yeah, and I think like for me, when I look at this and what you're mentioning, I look back at history, especially in crypto. A lot of games spent a lot of time building infrastructure, spending money on infrastructure, building the blockchain aspects of their game, right? And it cost a lot of money to do, right? That they didn't have the ability to actually build their game fully because a lot of the money went towards blockchain and having the right devs and all that stuff. And that just ran a lot of things. And now it's really kind of like that changing of the guards in a way of like, hey, here's the infrastructure already built. Like it's kind of like a plug and play. Let you build the game. You have a great idea. Build the game. Come to us for the support, the help that you need on the blockchain aspect of it. we have the users, we have the experience and partnerships around the world. Like, this is very much now being a lot more attractive for gamers or game developers that are looking to be in that same genre of what you guys are building and saying, hey, like, let me save costs. Let me save UA. Let me save marketing. Let me save a lot of aspects that could essentially hurt a project. Because as we know in gaming, and you know, Glenn, you could probably shed some light here of how many games get released on Epic and Steam on a monthly basis that have a lifespan of 30 days or less. And usually it's because of that marketing budget, right? A lot of them struggle because of that. And it's like, okay, hey, what can we do here to have a better longevity for games, a better success or hit rate for the games right off the bat? And I think, like, yeah, Invincible GG is here to be able to solve some of the issues beyond the gaming industry.
Exactly. I mean, I think all of us, right? All of us as consumers, you know, we look at brands either overtly or subconsciously with trust, right? Do I trust them? Do I know them? Right? Even going back to the EA Sports days when it was just Madden, right? And then we went to FIFA, right? And then we went to basketball. Then we went to NASCAR, right? But people came because they trusted the EA Sports brand. They trusted the gameplay. They trusted, you know, oh, they make Madden, like this is going to be cool, right? So you got a little leg up there. And I think, you know, the foundation of Invincible GG kind of uses the same principles, right? So when you start to come in and start playing Owners Club and you start to see the way that we, you know, have competitions and the leaderboards and the performance NFTs, all those things, there's a learning curve, but then you don't have to start over with a new game, right? And then, you know, there's a level of trust because I know if you're playing it and I look to you as kind of my mentor in the gaming space, I can be like, hey, you know, Jorge's playing this. He says it's great. Let me give it a shot, right? And so I think that's what we're trying to build. And again, like we're just starting, but it's super exciting.
Yeah, no, seriously, congrats to you guys, and really excited for this stream because it was definitely something for me to learn, but also at the same time, you know, the value that we gave back to game developers and gamers to look at the ways to look at Invincible GG and Owners Club is definitely a different perspective. So definitely appreciate it, guys. Give us the plugs. Like, you know, where do we download it? Apple Store. What are we looking up on the Apple Store? What are we looking on the Play Store? Notifications on. I think the biggest one, also give us the plug, is what should they go to ChatGPT right now and say, help me with a resignation letter for my job because I am going to go play Owners Club GG because there are players making $5,000. And how do I present that to my boss? And what do I need to go download right now on the App Store?
I'll take care of the links, Glenn. You cover the last.
Okay,
the last
for sure.
So the links are easy. So yeah, go to the App Store, go to Google Play, Owners Club stakes racing. So you'll probably get there with the Owners Club by itself, but if you get many versions, add stakes racing. Our Twitter is Owners Club G_G2W, I believe. But just type in Owners Club on Twitter, you'll find us. And then you know, our website is ownersclub.invinciblegg.com. Everything you ever need is linked to there. You can buy your NFTs there. You can get our in-game currency there. You can get whatever you need to play the game there or on the game itself. So the game is fully everything you want to acquire, whether it's an NFT or in-game currency, is all available via the app stores as well. So we are truly fully integrated with Google and Apple. They've been great partners. Now, so Glenn, you give the career advice.
No, I would say, like, hey, there's no reason. This isn't a and. This is a and or. This is like double dip, right? You don't need to quit your job. Like, get in there, start playing, share it with other people. You got to bring other people in to kind of make this, one, more fun, and two, get the pot bigger. Let's go.
Yeah, moonlight with Owners Club. There you go. And by the way, in today's world of remote work, it's very easy to moonlight. So just moonlight with Owners Club.
Yeah.
I'm playing right now. I'm playing right now, winning.
Let's go. You see? All right, guys. It's been truly awesome to have you guys on stream. Loved everything. Love everything you guys are building. Big fan of what you guys are building. Excited to see you keep growing. And hopefully you guys will be on the Seeker phone, right? I mean, that is the plan, right? I hope, right?
I was going to mention that when we talk about partnerships, there's several other partnerships that are really top of our list. And obviously being on Solana's mobile devices, so Saga, Seeker would be tremendous for us. We'd love to be. Our dream is to someday be a pre-installed game on those devices. And also, there's a lot of great communities on Solana that we want to partner with, and we love to do some cool things with our technology to include other people's NFTs in our races and so forth. It'd be kind of fun. So there's a lot of great IP out there we'd love to work with.
Awesome. Well, guys,
Absolutely.
Appreciate it again. We'll definitely head into Owners Club GG. Thanks for coming on to the stream. Have a good one, guys.
Yep. Thank you.